Manila Mayor Isko Moreno slams President Rodrigo Duterte, presidential spokesman Harry Roque, and the government's pandemic response.
Nananawagan ako sa iyo, Mr. President. Tanggalin nyo yung mga taong walang malasakit sa kapwa niya. Ako talaga, ano na tayo? Magkwentas klaras na tayo. Anyway, kakaharapin ko naman kayo sa Oktubre.
Moreno says on Wednesday, September 8, that Duterte should sack Roque, who on Monday initially responded to the Manila chief's call for the government to buy more COVID-19 medicines by dismissing it as mere politicking. Moreno says the Duterte administration is more concerned about fending off criticisms than addressing life and death concerns of citizens.
Kapag kayo'y binibigyan ng suwestyon, iniisip nyo, politika. Hindi po to politika, bingi lang ho kayo. Basta magkikita tayo sa finals kung gusto nyo ng politika. May panahon kami para sa inyo. For now, magligtas tayo ng tao.
The Manila mayor also accuses the Duterte government of living in wonderland and having no idea of reality.
Ang lalaki na ng tiyan nyo, hindi pa ba kayo nagkakanda o gaga? Kailan kayo mabubusog sa kapangyarihan? Kailan kayo magigising sa katotohanan?
He also takes a jab at recent controversies hounding the administration, such as the link of major pandemic supplier Pharmaly Pharmaceuticals to Duterte's friend Michael Yang, and the government backtracking on implementing a granular lockdown system. Moreno also repeats his call for the government to drop the face shield requirements and instead devote more resources to buying COVID-19 medicines like tocilizumab and remdesivir. Senator Panfilo Lacson and Senate President Vicente Sotto III on Wednesday, September 8, formally launched their campaign for president and vice president respectively. During the taped campaign launch, the Lacson-Sotto tandem makes it clear they want President Rodrigo Duterte out.
This is where Tito Sotto and I intend to steer our country. From despair to hope, from apathy to empathy, from fear to trust, from poverty to prosperity, from self-pity to dignity. The Filipino deserves no less.
Tama na. Kailangan na nating tumugon. Kailangan nating umaksyon. Kailangan na natin magsanib puwersa upang mapigilan at maitama ang mali. Ito na ang simula.
Lacson also takes a swipe at Duterte, starting with the president's admission that he thought leading the Philippines would be as easy as leading Davao City, where he was mayor for more than 2 decades.
Hindi natin dapat payagan ang maling akala para sa kinabukasan ng ating bansa.
Lacson and Sotto want to challenge Duterte's brand of leadership by running on a similar platform, law and order, but packaging themselves as competent and incorruptible. In the first few years of Duterte's presidency, critics tagged Lacson and Sotto as enablers of the president's iron fist.
Need more context, clarity, and perspective? Get the full picture with Rappler Plus. With exclusive content and events, you'll get an opportunity to discuss issues with reporters, experts, and featured guests while helping Rappler continue its fearless journalism. Join now.
President Rodrigo Duterte says Michael Yang, his former economic advisor who is a Chinese citizen, was instrumental in laying the groundwork for new deals with China and even his approach to the Asian giant as a whole. Duterte speaks about Yang again on Wednesday, September 8, during the national convention where his faction of the PDP Laban Party announced its candidates for the 2022 elections.
I admitted, and it was Yang whom I requested to lay the ground or do the legwork of my going to China and getting into a new deal and a new relations because of yung foreign policy ko. Nag-neutral ako para makagalaw ako.
Duterte describes Yang as a middleman, who linked the government with a Singaporean-led company that had access to many stocks of sorely needed personal protective equipment, masks, COVID-19 tests, and more. Duterte was likely referring to Pharmaly International Holding Company, whose local subsidiary, Pharmaly Pharmaceutical Corporation, bagged at least 8.7 billion pesos worth of government contracts related to pandemic response. A Rappler investigation shows Yang is linked to this company. Meantime, in the same event, the PDP Laban faction led by Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi announces its initial Senate slate. The faction lists the following cabinet secretaries and House lawmakers as part of its Senate slate: Labor Secretary Sylvester Bello III, Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Salvador Panelo, Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade, Leyte 4th District Representative Lucy Torres Gomez, Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque, Public Works and Highways Secretary Mark Villar, Presidential Anti-Corruption Commission Commissioner Greco Belhica, and House Deputy Speaker Rodante Marcoleta. The last four are guest candidates. The Cusi faction also says it might field up to 9 senatorial candidates for the 2022 elections and supposedly decides against fielding guest candidates. To celebrate the Nickelodeon kids show Blue's Clues' 25th anniversary, its original host Steve Burns talks about his abrupt exit from the show in 2002.
I realized that was kind of abrupt. I just kind of got up and went to college. And that was really challenging, by the way, but great, because I got to use my mind and take a step at a time, and now I literally am doing many of the things that I wanted to do. And then look at you, and look at all you have done, and all you have accomplished in all that time.
In 2002, Steve left the show and was replaced by Donovan Patton, who played his brother Joe. In 2019, the show got a reboot and was renamed Blue's Clues and You, hosted by Filipino-American Josh De La Cruz. Nickelodeon recently released a video featuring Steve, Joe, and Josh answering the most asked Blue's Clues questions. Steve and Joe also had cameos in the first episode of the 2019 reboot. Blue's Clues is a live-action show where the host goes on an adventure with young viewers to figure out a mystery through clues that Blue, a puppy, leaves around for them to find. The father of pop star Britney Spears petitions a Los Angeles court to end his daughter's 13-year conservatorship. Reports from NBC News and CNN say that in a court filing, Britney's father said his daughter is entitled to have this court now seriously consider whether this conservatorship is no longer required. He adds his daughter's circumstances have changed to such an extent that grounds for establishment of a conservatorship may no longer exist. In June, Britney told the court the arrangement was abusive and humiliating. She filed legal documents asking that her father be immediately removed as the overseer of her $60 million estate. Britney continues to receive support from the #FreeBritney fan campaign that rallied for her release from the legal arrangement. The next hearing in the case is scheduled for September 29.